Everyone's been telling me the best way to marinate a steak is by using Caesar dressing. I got some Ken's Steakhouse Caesar. I got 2 New York strips right here. And we're gonna do a little sous vide today in our Ninja Foodi Smart Lid. These steaks are about a 1/2 inch thick. They are perfectly marbled Angus beef. And we're going to marinate those and get them into the sous vide at 135 degrees for 2 hours and then put a sear on them. You want to get a fair amount in there so everything is good and covered. And I'm using a 1-gallon freezer bag for my sous vide, and I'm going to show you a little trick in just a second on how to get that air out of there. So go ahead and seal it up, but leave one little piece like that open for a minute. Let's go ahead and get the second one ready. Go ahead and fill your Ninja Foodi pot up as much as you need to submerge the steaks. If you got 1 steak, you don't need so many. If you got 6 steaks, you're going to need a little more. And then what I want you to do is I want you to find that place on the zippered area here, the Ziploc area that you left open. See, I got my finger in it. So keep an eye on that part of it. Let's go ahead and submerge this very slowly. And here's the trick. It's very simple. We're just going to use a little, I guess it's physics. So as we displace, as the water submerges, we are displacing the air. So we're just going to slowly press down and slowly take our bag. See, notice I got my finger kind of in the hole so I don't lose track of it. You don't want water in your bag. So you want to get all the air out you can possibly get and just keep pushing down, and the pressure of the water will force the air out. And then finally go ahead and make your final seal and take it on down. And that was a really good one there. And we're going to do the same thing again with the other one. Let's figure out where the opening is. Did I leave an opening? I don't know. Let's double check that. It's really important not to get water down in there. It's also important to be pretty careful when you're doing this. You don't want to puncture a bag. If water gets in your bag during your sous vide process, you're pretty much toast. It's not going to work. And you know how much these steaks cost these days. So we want to be very careful, because now we're looking at 5 years ago we were looking at $5 steaks. Now we're looking at $10 steaks. So, and that's it. What I'm going to do is just kind of wrap part of the bag underneath to just keep a lot of the bag from, well, it's going to float around anyway. So that's looking really good. Let's close her up, guys. Now I've got the smart lid. It means just a single lid, but if you've got a different style, just get it into position where you can shut the lid. By the way, you can also do this with your Ninja Speedy. Ninja Speedy has a sous vide feature. Let's go ahead and power up. And we are looking for sous vide, which is usually the, there it is right there. So we just want to spin our knob. Sous vide. We want 2 hours, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to come in here at 2 hours. But in case you decide to go watch a movie or something, you can just set it to 2 hours. And 130 is 135. Oops, 135 is what I want. I want 2 hours. I accidentally turned the knob, guys. I'm sorry. So we're gonna have to readjust the time here. Okay, 2 hours, 135. Good to go. Go. And here's a little tip for you: when you put the water in the pot, just use the hottest water you can get from your faucet. It'll just speed this preheat process a little bit. So start with warm water or hot water. And that's it. We'll be back in 2 hours. We'll get them out of the bag. We'll do a couple little things to them, and then we're going to get a really good crust on them and dig in. We'll see you soon. Well, all right. It's about 2 hours right there. We're gonna go ahead and power down. We are gonna use this to put the char on it. But right now, we need to get them out and get the water out of the pot so we can get our rack in there. And there is one additional step we're gonna do as well. So I just got a plate here. Use some tongs, this is pretty hot. If everything went right, there should be little or no odor, and there's not. I don't really smell steak. I don't really smell the dressing, so I think we're good here. All right, do not skip this step. It's very important. Grab you some paper towels and just dab on it a little bit. You want this not dry, but you don't want running liquid on the top of this when we go to do our sears. Are pretty hot, but I'm just going to use my hand anyway. And you might be saying, oh, Scott, you ruined those beautiful steaks. They're all gray. Well, that's what happens when you use the sous vide. But do not fret. This next step is going to change all that for you. Don't worry. I've emptied the water, and I placed my rack in the upper position in the Foodi. I'm going to shut the lid. Going to power up. We're going to roll this down to broil, which is 450 degrees. Time doesn't really matter because we're just going to be keeping a very close eye on things. And we're going to add just a few more extra seconds because we're going to go ahead and start this with nothing in it. I'm going to go ahead and preheat that rack. So when my steaks hit that rack, I want that grill mark on it right away. That's what I want to hear. Let's give it about 5 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, once you're preheated, we don't want to dilly-dally around too much. Let's get these steaks in. Oh yeah, I don't think my mic picked that up, but it definitely made a little sizzle when that hit. And another one. And right straight back down. Now this is 450 degrees, guys. Show you, I felt like it was taking a little too long to get the char, and I don't want to raise the internal temperature too much. I added the second rack. I got him closer to the element. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully get that char that I'm looking for now. The worst thing is to let that take too long, because then you're raising the internal temp, and before you know it, you're at 170 or some crazy thing, and you're going to ruin the steaks. And there you go, my friends. That's the char we're looking for. We need to pull these right now. Get them on a plate. Let's get them out of that heat, but that is exactly what we were after. Perfect char on the fat. Beautiful. Sous vide in the Ken's Steakhouse Light Caesar. I chose the light today, and a little less fat, a little less calorie. Why not?
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
That is an absolute perfect cook. Charred on the outside. Perfect medium on the inside. It is juicy. It is tender. The juices are just running out of this thing. I don't think we could have asked for anything better. That's a juicy steak. Let's try it. Here we go. Oh, immediately. Flavor bomb. Whoa. Okay, you saw how fast? I hardly even chewed that. I mean, This thing just melts. It just melts. Taste a little bit of that char. The flavor from that Caesar. I'm gonna say it, but my memory is pretty bad. But I'm gonna say it, I think that's the best steak I've ever had in my life. And that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching. Stay tuned for the channel. Make sure I got a lot more stuff like this coming up. I've got so many ideas going in here. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me some comments. Let me know if you've ever used this style of marinade dressing in your steaks. Let me know what you think about sous vide. I love it. It's probably the most tenderest steaks you're ever going to get to sous vide them, and we'll see you real soon on the next video.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how.